It's that time. Finance Committee is hereby called to order. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd ask the clerk to call the roll.
Councilmember Evans.
Present.
Councilmember Clifford. Here. Councilmember Patterson. Here. Vice President Lightfoot.
Present, ma'am.
President Scott.
Thank you. And we are joined by Councilmember Harris. First item on the agenda is introductory number 356, amending section 5-7 of the Municipal Code to waive marriage fees for active duty members of the armed forces.
Move it.
Then move second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. The second introductory is introductory number 357, amending the 2019-20 budget for full-year operation of the Crossroads and Mortimer Street parking garages. Questions, comments, or concerns?
Move it.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there any other business to come before the Finance Committee? If not, we are adjourned. Thank you. Wow. 1 minute. Exactly.
That could be the fastest one. Yeah.
That's a 1 minute record. 1 minute. It's next Saturday. No, it's the yeah, it's the
No, but I didn't fully unpack when I moved into my apartment.
Like me.
So, yeah.
I know I'm gonna move it. Philly has a huge city council.
Yeah.
And
They have a huge city.
They work full time jobs. They have you can have other jobs.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah.
But they also do schools, they do health. They employ 30,000 people. Yeah, it should be interesting to get the lay of the land down there, because they certainly don't have it now.
Right. My sister lived there for a while.
Yeah.
What council member was? Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
At this time, I call the Neighborhood and Business Development Committee to order, and I ask the clerk to call the roll.
Councilmember Patterson.
Here.
Councilmember Harris. Here. Councilmember Ortiz. Here. Vice President Lightfoot.
Present, ma'am.
President Scott.
Here. Thank you, and let the record reflect that we are joined by everyone else in council, save Councilmember Spall. Introductory number 358, sale of real estate. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, I need a motion and a second.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item passes. Introductory number 359, lease agreement, Hillside Children's Center, 812 Leeton Avenue. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, need a motion and a second.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item passes. Introductory number 360, amending ordinance number 2019-79 related to the square footage of 5353 St. Paul Boulevard. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, need a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item passes. Introductory number 361, local law related to the composition of the elevator examining board. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item passes. Introductory number 362, resolution approving appointments to the Electrical Examining Board. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item passes. Introductory number 363, amending the zoning map by changing the zoning classification of 498 Conkey Avenue. Public hearing to be held at 5 p.m. after the November 7th committee meetings. Questions, comments, or concerns? Quick comment on my behalf. Terrence Brown is an asset to the Northeast District. His business on Conkey Avenue employs people who are reflective of the community, and he does a tremendous business there. This will allow him to expand, and I believe that this is a wonderful thing for us to do. On that, need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item passes. Introductory number 364, authorizing the sale of real estate, an amended loan agreement, and a payment in lieu of taxes agreement for the Jefferson Wallensack Housing Creation Project. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, I have a comment. There is a building on the corner of Avenue D and Hudson Avenue that has been vacant and dilapidated for as long as I can remember, and I grew up in the neighborhood. Mayor Warren and I were at a ribbon cutting at the corner of Avenue D and Conkey, and we both descended upon the Urban League and begged them to rehab a building just up the street. And now, what is it, roughly lovely, 5 years later, we're moving forward with this project. In addition, this project is creating more housing over on Jefferson Avenue. This is a wonderful project. We need more projects like this. On that, I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item passes. Introductory number 365, resolution extending the choice tax abatement program for owner-occupied housing beyond downtown. Questions, comments, or concerns? Seeing none, need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion passes. Introductory number 366, amending the municipal code to require business permits for smoking goods establishments. Questions, comments, or concerns?
Councilmember Patterson?
Yes, please.
Thank you. And I don't know that we have enough information yet to make a informed decision on this, but at one of the neighborhood meetings this past week, one of the residents asked about CBD products and whether or not they would fall into this category, which I don't believe they will. I don't think it's part of the legislation as I read it now. But it may be worth council and the administration keeping an eye on. I don't know that there's much evidence quite yet that they're causing a huge problem. I think probably many of these establishments also sell CBD oil, but it might be worth keeping an eye on.
Comment from the administration at all?
It's something that we will definitely keep an eye on. We'll review it with the team and get back to council.
All right. And we are currently holding item number 334, amending the zoning code. No? We're done? What do we got to do?
You gotta call a vote on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we got to take the vote. Okay. Okay. Need a motion in a second. I'm sorry.
So moved.
We got a motion. We got a second. All in favor? Aye. Item passes. All right. Now, on to the other thing we got to do. So, we are currently holding introductories number 334 and 335. Like to bring those out. So, what do we need to do? Okay. All right. So, we'll consider those now. So, introductory number 334, amending the zoning code, chapter 120 of the municipal code with regard to entertainment. I need a motion to adopt. Any questions, comments, or concerns on that item first? We held it from last month. Bringing it out. No questions, no comments, no concerns? Okay. So all the questions, comments are answered. All right. So I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Okay. That counts as a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item passes. onto introductory number 335, amending chapter 29 of the municipal code with regard to entertainment. Need a motion, questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, need a motion and a second? We got a second? All right. And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item passes. Is there any other business to come before the committee? Seeing none, that completes the work of the committee, and I would also like to mention that we are also joined by Councilmember Spall.
Thank you.
That completes the business of the NBD committee.
You use the machine or no? Yeah. Tell me down there, one more down there? Yeah. He's sitting right in the front, and he's on our IGNCA board. He used to be with what's the medical, yeah, with people who have disabilities arranged for transportation. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I went and got my. As soon as I sat down, I go, oh, I think you were going to get something. I got up and got my shawl. Is this in the fact? This is. What did she ask?
We are ready for PPW. I would ask the clerk to call us to order and ask the clerk to call the roll. Councilmember Gruber is not here, so I'm going to fill in for him.
Councilmember Gruber, Councilmember Evans, Councilmember Spall,
Here.
Vice President Lightfoot,
Present, ma'am.
President Scott.
Here.
Introductory number 367, authorizing pavement width changes and a change in traffic flow for the Cottage Magnolia Street Rehabilitation Project, a public hearing to be held at 5 o'clock today after our committee meetings. I have an amendment to this. I'm going to ask you to amend it to change specific widths of Seward Street. Do I have a motion to amend? And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and can I have now a vote on the amended motion in front of us? Thank you. Any questions, comments on the amended motion? All in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye, motion passes. Introductory number 368, authorizing an amendatory agreement for Gardner Firehouse upgrades. Questions, comments? May I have a motion?
Move to adopt.
Second? Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? May I have a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I say aye, passes 4-0. Introductory number 369, authorizing an agreement for a planning study for redesign of the Inner Loop North Expressway corridor. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Michael's giggling. Does that, nothing? Okay, he's allowed to giggle. Hi, Norm. All in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye, passes 4-0. Introductory number 370, authorizing an agreement for resident project representation services for La Marqueta at the International Plaza. Questions and comments? May I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye, motion passes 4-0. Introductory number 371, authorizing an agreement for the Mount Hope Cemetery 1912 Chapel Tower repairs. Questions or comments? May I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any, I asked for comments. All in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye, motion passes 4-0. Introductory number 372, amending ordinance number 2014-100 relating to land acquisition for the Portland Avenue revitalization project. Comments, questions? May I have a motion?
Move to adopt.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye, motion passes 4-0. Introductory number 373, appropriating funds and authorizing an agreement for the Priority Bicycle Boulevards implementation project. Questions or comments? May I have a motion? And a
Second.
second? Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye, passes 4-0. Introductory number 373. I did that. Introductory 374, local law establishing a community choice aggregation project in the city of Rochester. Public hearing to be held after the November 7th committee meeting. Questions, comments?
Move to consider.
Councilmember Clifford.
Thank you. No, I just want to make a comment that this is very exciting, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to the development of this plan, and I really want to commend the administration and Commissioner Jones and Spalding on all this great work. So I think this is a real progress for the city. Thanks.
Commissioner Jones, anything to say?
Thank you. We're looking forward to this initiative.
Thank you. Any other further comments, questions? If not, may I have a motion?
Move to consider.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and I say aye. Introductory number 374 passes 4-0. Introductory number 375, authorizing an amendatory agreement to develop means for Highland Reservoir to comply with the federal long-term enhanced surface treatment rule. Questions, comments, anything we want to hear from about this? This is a long time coming. Anything that you want to share with us, Commissioner, on this?
We had a work session about 2 weeks ago. We provided a real in-depth update. This is a work in progress. We are really reaching out for community and civic engagement, and these are just some of the options that we're going to be evaluating. And we're not at a point where we're going to make a recommendation, but we're still evaluating the options that are available for this really important project.
Great. So I'm going to take us down memory lane. Years and years ago, the mayor may remember that there were all this conversation about what we were going to do with the reservoir. We're going to cover it and put things in it, and the federal government was forcing us to do things. I think we're still talking about that, and it looks like we're on our way to a plan here?
Yes, we're still in that process, and, but the long and short of it is that we're evaluating all the options, and we're gonna make sure that all stakeholders are being heard, and we're looking at the best possible options for the city of Rochester.
Great, thank you. Questions or comments? Vice President Lightfoot.
Thank you, Councilmember Small. I just wanted to thank Commissioner and your team for the, work session. It was a very, very detailed work session, and it really shined a lot of light on what needs to happen here. And I look forward to seeing, what particular option we end up going with. I think, will be interesting, considering all of the different options that are happening. So I really appreciated that work session, because, this was one of those type of situations where you really just didn't understand how we were gonna, it's such a massive project. But it was very enlightening, and I appreciate you taking the time, and your staff taking the time to enlighten us on this. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Councilperson Lightfoot, and I just wanna say that we're blessed to have, an amazing group of engineers at our waterworks, along with our our consulting engineers that are really taking this and taking this very seriously and looking at what's gonna be the best possible result for the city of Rochester and all the ratepayers.
Our water is precious to us, so thank you. Any other questions or comments? If not, may I have a motion?
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye, passes 4-0. Wait, I have to put my glasses on. Introductory number 376, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement for the Monroe County Stormwater Coalition. Questions, comments? If not, may I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second? Thank you. Moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye, passes 4-0. Introductory number 377, authorizing an agreement for maintenance of Hemlock Canadice State Forest property. Questions and comments? May I have a motion?
So moved.
And second? Moved and seconded. All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
And I say aye. You guys okay? And I say aye, 4-0. Introductory number 378, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement for the Eastman Trail Phase 1 project. Questions, comments?
Thank you, Councilmember Spall.
Sure.
Again, a lot of excitement about this project in the Northwest District, and I know this must be a complicated project given the involvement of the town of Greece and Kodak, so it's nice to see this coming together. I neglected to ask, though, when we expect to start, finish, all that good stuff.
We're going to probably have shovel in the ground sometime this spring, summer, and I can't go without saying the amazing amount of collaboration that happened with the law department and work with Eastman Kodak. Eastman Kodak actually donated the land to us for this project, so they've been a real collaborative community partner on this. And Tim Curtin, our corporation counsel, really worked hard, helping us coordinate the actual donation.
That's great. Some people might accuse us of trying to annex part of the town of Greece. I'm all for that.
I just
kidding.
want the bicycle trail. That's all we want.
Any further questions or comments? If not, may I have a motion? And second. All in favor? And I say aye, passes 4-0. If there's no other business to come before the committee, we are adjourned.
At this time, I'd like to call the Public Safety, Youth, and Recreation Committee to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Vice President Lightfoot,
Present.
Councilmember Gruber, Councilmember Harris,
Here.
Councilmember Ortiz, President Scott.
Here.
Let the record reflect that we are joined by the rest of our council members, with the exception of Councilmember Gruber. Starting with introductory number 379, authorizing an agreement for a bomb squad initiative grant. Any questions, comments, and/or concerns? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adopt. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Introductory passes. Introductory number 380, authorizing an agreement for the 2019 Justice Assistant Grant Program. Any questions, comments, and/or concerns?
Move to adopt.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Introductory passes. Introduction number 381, authorizing a grant agreement and a budget amendment for the Motor Vehicle Theft and Insurance Fraud Prevention Program. Any questions, comments, and/or concerns?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Introductory 381 passes. Introductory 382, appropriating federal forfeiture funds and amending the 2019-20 budget to rent evidence storage. Any questions, comments, and/or concerns? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Introductory pass. Introduction number 383, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement to provide photo lab services. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Move to adopt. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Introductory passes. Introduction number 384, authorizing a grant agreement and budget amendment for security cameras upgrades at the Rochester Public Market. Councilmember Clifford.
Thank you, Vice President Lightfoot. I asked, I guess, in my questions about the status of funding for additional cameras. I didn't really mean related to city property per se. We had a Maplewood Neighborhood Association meeting last night, and I think we hear this at a number of our neighborhood association meetings, particularly in areas where there is a large amount of open-air drug traffic. The need for temporary cameras, I mean, they would love permanent cameras, I think, in some areas, but temporary cameras in particular. And I think we're told that Lake Section has one temporary camera. I think that's accurate, but it might be West Side. I just wonder, in terms of our prioritization, whether we should find some additional funding for some additional temporary cameras that we can move around, and maybe that would be a good use of some of the forfeiture funds as well.
Yep, so I had a discussion with IT on this particular topic on yesterday, and we did find some funding that we can use to purchase both permanent blue light cameras, probably about 5 locations, and also 1 to 2 temporary cameras. So we are working on that, and hopefully that should be rolling out probably by early next year.
Very helpful, and if I can put in a plug for McGee and Dewey, I know the Maplewood neighbors would really appreciate that. As would the Lake Section.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clifford. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Introductory 384 passes. Introduction number 385, amending ordinance 2019-275 related to license agreements for the use of Danforth Community Center. Any questions, comments, or concerns? I entertain a motion.
Motion to adopt.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Introduction passes. Is there any other business? If there is no other business to come before the Public Safety, Youth, and Recreation Committee, we are adjourned.
You've been an employer, right? Or is everybody independent contractors with you?
The committee of the whole will come to order, and I'll ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Clifford?
Here.
Councilmember Evans? Present. Councilmember Gruber? Councilmember Harris?
Present.
Councilmember Ortiz? Here. Councilmember Patterson? Here. Councilmember Spall?
Here?
Vice President Lightfoot?
Here.
President Scott?
Here. Before us, we have introductory number 386, adopting the Rochester 2034 as the city's comprehensive plan. Adopting a new municipal code, chapter 130, comprehensive plan to incorporate the Rochester 2034 policy principles, placemaking principles, goals, and placemaking plan, and determining the foregoing actions to be consistent with the local waterfront revitalization program. This legislation requires a public hearing, and given the nature of the legislation, the council would like to hear from those that will speak at the public hearing this evening before taking any action. This document is thoughtful and thorough, and I thank the planning department for their work on this plan. In fact, Duran, I was around when we did the last comp plan, and that was a significant piece of work. But I tell you, this one is a masterpiece. It truly is. So even though this item is being held, if there are any members of the council that have questions that can still be asked at this time.
I just want to say and recognize, because one of the first things I did when I got elected to city council was take a survey on this comp plan, a survey about as you were leading up to the comp plan, and that was almost 2 years ago. And I just think that the engagement that I've seen around this plan has been excellent. They have gone out of their way. If anyone called and said, hey, we want you to come and give us a presentation of the comp plan or hear feedback from us, Doreen and her team have done that. And I think that should not go unrecognized. This is not just something that was worked on over a 2-month period. This has taken years of feedback, and the community's fingerprints are all in this plan. And I want to say nothing is perfect. Nothing's perfect in life, but I just think it's important to really get on the record the time and willingness that these folks took, and I was impressed by it, because I don't know if I would have that kind of patience to all the hours and time that they worked on this plan. So I want to say that I appreciate that, because I think that's the type of engagement we need in this community. And it wasn't just talk; it was hard work, going back, changing, rewriting, and I think that should be recognized, celebrated, and thank you for it.
President
Councilmember Ortiz?
Yes, thank you all for all of your hard work on this. I had asked a question, I apologize if you had already answered this, and you had mentioned in one of the meetings that it was an oversight, which was the request to ensure that neighborhood groups be listed directly as partners to be able to work with and make decisions on those things that we still have outstanding for future. Has that actual change been updated in the plan?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we submitted an official amendment to you, and the documents in the clerk's office and so forth have been changed.
Okay.
So so that has been officially changed to include neighborhood groups and other community partners in that process.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Councilmember
Thank you. I was actually going to thank you for the amendment, because that came to us.
See, I said I'm sorry ahead of time, just in case.
No, but because what it showed was this iterative process we talk about when you have a real process, and even us holding it. Thank you for that, President Scott. You have people coming to speak to us. We should hear what they have to say, so we're grateful for that. The response, you were busy because neighborhoods also wanted you to come. So that's the other side of what Council Member Evans is saying, that you were popular you were very popular. You know, I don't know if you noticed that, but it meant that you had something to share, and they wanted to hear, and they brought you back sometimes multiple times. I think one of the difficult things is it doesn't feel like we'll ever be completely done with the questioning, and so, you know, I had a series of conversations at an event on Sunday, some Monday, and then actually today with Andrea sending you some things. So it's going to be ongoing, and you know that, but I think the fact that you were reaching out and people were saying, come on in, was really obviously what we wanted, what you wanted, and what your whole team kind of signed up for. But it went beyond, and so we're very grateful for that. And to the neighborhood associations who took the time to say it matters to us. So thank you for that. I don't know if I won't be here to see it all totally implemented. I mean, hopefully I'll be alive. I mean, I'll be here. I just won't be here. But I am grateful to have been part of the process the last. You guys are not going to have as much fun when I'm gone. I see you guys laugh. Even the mayor is smiling at me. So, but thank you.
The sun won't shine in the East District anymore when
I don't know what should I you know,
Mary's here. We hope the sun continues to shine in the East District for the next, for 12 years the sun has shined, so we'll see what happens.
It had to do with you, Elaine.
It was all about me. The sun will follow me wherever I'm going to go, so thank you, guys.
Councilmember Clifford?
We won't talk about the sun shining in the Northwest. But I do, and props also. I think you guys have done an outstanding job, and that's a lot of work to put together and a lot of time. But I do just want to make sure, I think that you've probably seen the petition that council received on Friday that, in addition to the question that Councilmember Ortiz raised, had a couple of other suggestions. If you haven't seen this one, I would just appreciate a response, on those items at some point. So whether it's now or whether it's later, I don't know if you're prepared to respond right now.
I can respond to that. So I assume you're talking about the petition that starts out with the question we just talked about with Councilwoman Ortiz about neighborhood involvement.
Yeah.
So we have addressed that through the amendment process.
Right.
The second one is about adopting the comp plan, but holding off and not adopting immediately the placemaking plan. I think the main response there is that we can't confuse a zoning map with this placemaking plan. The placemaking plan is a guide to that zoning map, and it still has edges to refine. But the zoning map process is still in the offing. We're going to be working on that, and there will be strong neighborhood involvement in that rezoning process. So that is coming, and I think people are confusing the placemaking plan with the official zoning map.
The map is definitely where the meat is, I know.
Yeah, and then the last one is about, let's see.
Zoning.
So yeah, about zoning representation and our neighborhood representation in the zoning rewrite. You know, we know right now, of course, we're committing to the fact that neighborhoods will be involved in that process. The actual design of that hasn't taken place yet. That project is not intended. It has not started yet. So when it does start, there will be strong neighborhood engagement as part of the zoning code rewrite.
Great, thank you.
Madam President. Who said that? Over here.
First of all, I want to thank City Council for approving and allowing us to do or to update the comprehensive plan, but and also for funding and allowing us to actually have a planning department. When we decided that that was the best thing for us to do with a planning department to focus on the growth of our city and managing our city for growth, I am so pleased to have the team that we have in our planning department, and Doreen Kirkmeyer, Kevin Kelly, Elizabeth Murphy, and Scott Thompson. They have done an extraordinary job. They have done an extraordinary job in making sure that voices were heard, and in going out to different meetings, they have lost many sleepless nights But I think that future generations will be very, very proud of the work that they put in and that they were able to do. And I remember, seeing Kevin's children at one event, and I said, look at all the work that your dad is doing, and this is for you. And that's truly why we're doing this, is for the next generation. And I think that change is difficult, and as we go forth in implementing this plan, we're going to do it together as a community. We could not have done this without all of the community groups and community associations and neighbors and citizens of the city of Rochester. So I truly want to tell you all, thank you for being engaged, because this is truly about each and every one of you, our citizens that live here, because that's what we're building this city for. And so when we celebrate our 200th birthday in 2034, we'll have a lot to celebrate, but it's because of the great work of this council, our citizens, as well as the team that we have here at City Hall leading the charge, and our planning department, along with all the other commissioners and leaders that we have in the senior management team. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor Warren. Larry Skid would be very proud. Please know that council will be able to act on this legislation Tuesday night. We'll have the public hearing at 5 o'clock. This meeting is adjourned.
Tim Curtin. Please take your seats. Please take your seats. Welcome to the Rochester City Council public hearings. The meeting will come to order, and the clerk will call the roll, please. Councilmember Clifford, Councilmember Evans, Councilmember Gruber, Councilmember Harris, Councilmember Ortiz, Councilmember Patterson, Councilmember Spall, Vice President Lightfoot, President Scott. Here. Now I ask the clerk to begin the hearing. Pursuant to law, public hearing will now be had on the following matters: amending the zoning map by changing the zoning classification of 498 County Avenue, introductory number 363. Any persons desiring to speak in reference to said matter will now be heard. If there are no speakers, that hearing is closed. Pursuant to law, public hearing will now be had on the following matters: authorizing pavement width changes and a change in traffic flow for the Cottage Magnolia Street Rehabilitation Project. Introductory number 367. Any person desiring to speak in reference to said matter will now be heard. If there are no speakers, that hearing is closed. Pursuant to law, public hearing will now be had on the following matters: local law establishing a community choice aggregation program in the city of Rochester. Introductory number 374. Any person desiring to speak in reference to said matter will now be heard.
Abby, push the button on that. It should be green. There you go.
Okay, better? Yeah. So I'm Abby Griffa with the Rochester People's Climate Coalition, here to thank you for moving community choice aggregation forward. This is a huge step for our community in terms of making clean energy affordable and accessible for everyone, and just really want to commend City Council for this action. Thanks so much.
Nadia Luis. I also want to celebrate what's happening today and thank the council for taking this step and hopefully passing the bill, but also to express a couple of reservations. So I really want to commend the council for taking this important step. We know that climate change is an existential threat to humanity. The brunt of it is going to be faced by future generations, but we're already feeling its effects now. And the wildfires raging through California currently are harbingers of what's to come if we don't act swiftly. It's clear that if we continue with business as usual, climate change is going to hit us like a boomerang. It's also clear that we can't count on the national government to do this for us. It's a really significant day, I think, a really significant week to be talking about this issue and acting on it, given that President Trump just 2 days ago canceled the commitments that the United States made under the Paris Agreement to act swiftly to mitigate our effects on the global climate. So I'm really proud of the ambitious greenhouse gas emissions targets that the City Council has adopted as part of its climate action plan, specifically to reduce carbon emissions by 40% across the city by 2030. I hope we'll soon get a report from the Council, because we have to keep you accountable to those targets, about how precisely they're going. But community choice aggregation is probably the most important step that the city could take in that direction. And so this is why I'm kind of disturbed, actually, by the slow pace of progress on this issue. So Mayor Warren first announced that this policy was being prepared and formulated as a bill in 2017. And at the time, the city paper reported ebulliently that Rochester could have 100% renewables within a year. We're now 2 years after that point, and this is the first time, I believe, this bill has been presented to the city council. We're moving too slowly, and we have been moving too slowly. 4 suburbs of Rochester have already adopted CCA legislation. Oh, am I on a timer? I apologize. So those policies actually have yet to be implemented, and that's been in part due to the fact that those communities seem to be insisting that new renewable contracts reduce prices for consumers. Now, in those in the bills in those communities, that's not stated as a requirement. There's language in this bill, specifically in the definition of a distributed energy resource.
I'm sorry, but your time is up.
Can I quickly then urge the council to amend the current text of the bill to remove any requirement that a new contract for energy production, all renewable energy production, be required to reduce costs relative to current costs. Thanks.
As a matter of record, the time limit is 3 minutes, and at the 30-second mark, you'll hear a buzzer that lets you know you have 30 seconds to complete your comments.
Hi, I'm Sarah Medica. I'm a City of Rochester lifelong resident, and I just wanted to echo the support for the community choice aggregation. Thank you guys for bringing that to the floor, and just, I really support it as a way to, do our part to rapidly reduce carbon emissions, and in a way that is affordable for residents of the city. So thank you.
Good evening, Evan Lowenstein, also with the Rochester People's Climate Coalition. Again, just strong support and appreciation for the Community Choice Aggregation Program. It's very clear that the key to addressing, arresting, and reversing climate change is a very rapid deployment of renewable energy on a large scale and a critical mass scale. And community choice aggregation is a very key programmatic piece to accomplishing that bigger goal. So I agree with previous speakers, a faster pace is always better. We do appreciate that this is a key piece of legislation right now, and we'd like to see it deployed as fast as possible. So thank you. Joe DeFiore, just a city resident. I'd also like to speak in favor of the community choice aggregation. I think it's a really obvious choice that the city should adopt this policy and look to capitalize upon it. It has potential to save residents on utilities costs, also has the potential to get us a more sustainably sourced source of energy. And I would just urge this council to think beyond community choice aggregation, think bold, think big, put Rochester on the map as a place that puts climate front and center. It really is an issue that's going to affect future generations, likely this generation, my children, the kids we see here. It really is important, and we don't talk about it enough. And I really do think it's something that could make Rochester stand out as like the capital, the place that's known for being really green, being really sustainable, being really climate conscious. And I think that will actually draw people into the city. There's a yearning for that among people in my generation, younger generations that want to live in places where they feel good about the choices they're making and feel like they're supported in those choices by their elected officials. So thank you for your consideration.
I'm Mary Lupian. I also want to say thank you so much. When I was running for office in 2017 and people asked me what's the first thing I would do when elected, I said implement community choice aggregation. So it's really exciting to see this happening. I would also urge the administration to consider Rochticity as the administrator.
And one of the things that they would do is, prioritize local solar. So when local solar comes online, that we would buy energy from them, which would really jumpstart the energy market in Rochester and provide jobs and really, be able to boost the local economy. So I also urge council to think boldly, and hopefully I will be up there with you very soon, to do that. So climate change is the number one threat that we face as a species. And I would be really excited to be part of that locally. So thank you. Good evening, everybody. Elizabeth McDade with the Coalition to Prevent Lead Poisoning and the Rochester Energy Efficiency and Weatherization Climate Fund. I want to commend the work of the Rochester Comprehensive 2034 Plan, this idea of really looking at health and making sure that our community is a safe place for people to live, work, and play is part of the work that we've been doing in leading the nation. You know, all you have to do is look at the work of what the Coalition to Prevent Lead Poisoning has done in the past decade. Our community has seen a reduction of over 80% of children being reported with lead paint poisoning, due in fact to the fact that City Council passed the Rochester Lead Ordinance, which is a national model for ways for a community to actually look at working collaboratively, bringing all best practices to bear on making sure that we are really working to make our community a healthy, safe place for everybody to live. And I really want to also commend the work of really looking at the social determinants of health. The fact that health is mentioned so many times in the comp plan is a huge deal. As you know, this will make Rochester the only city to have a comprehensive plan that includes the word health. I think it's over 200 times, which really speaks to the commitment to this community to make sure that we are living in a good space. So thank you very much, and please do support that plan.